Alright, what the folks here, bull Marcus went through 5 numbers after the name of little games. Beating action over here, little days gone, they gone. One of the first kind of meaty PS5 games that I sat down to play. I mean, it was kind of Demon Souls, and then I played a little bit of that Astro game, which I still actually haven't finished, which is kind of sad. And then I kind of got it to Days Gone. I played through it. I don't know, maybe overspent like 2-3 weeks over here to start the year. This is a tough one for me, man, because I like a lot of aspects of the game, but overall, it's a little bit blah, and I think it's a little bit too long. I was actually kind of shocked by how long it is. I could have trimmed off a lot of sections, but it's pretty good. I mean, the gunplay, as you kind of see, which is what I wanted to show you here, because there's a lot of like the game is kind of like this. But it's like I don't know. I put like at least like 45% of the game is kind of gunplay. The rest is kind of how you play each situation. I did enjoy most of the story, but like I said, a little bit too long. We probably could have taken off some other parts to it. This is a game that I hope gets a Days Gone too, because I would love to see like what they fix up in like a second game. Because I feel like if you trim down like kind of the game, if you kind of narrow down what you're trying to do in terms of scope and whatnot, you got something here. For some reason, and I mean, the main character, Deacon, I thought was kind of just blah overall. I just thought a lot of the stuff he said was just not like, I wouldn't necessarily not appropriate, like not in the sense he's saying something appropriate, but just not fitting towards the situation. Even my girl and I would get like a laugh out of it sometimes. It'd be like this really tense situation or something like that. And he'd be like, yeah. And you're like, alright, yeah, like I feel you. Like, you just chill like that. Okay, good for you. Or vice versa, or like it'll be like a mad chill situation, he starts getting crazy, and you're like, what? I probably prefer this buddy Boozer a little bit more than him, but that's to each their own over there. What exactly that gave me to the table story-wise. Gameplay-wise, I think it was good. I didn't enjoy necessarily taking care of the motorcycle, period. Like, you kind of take care of it. I don't know, you have to keep putting gas on it and stuff. There's certain, like, realistic aspects to it where it's like, hey, like, you can only get this far. Like, even sometimes it'll limit your fast travel because you don't have like enough just gas to fast travel to where you're trying to go to. I could have done it without that. I get it. I know why it's there. I don't have necessarily the biggest problem with it, but all it did was kind of just restrict me and make the game longer, which it was already a long game. So I was like, I think if the game were shorter, I probably wouldn't mind that as much. Tons of optional and side stuff. I did a good amount of them, but not really like all of them. I never really fully did anything outside of like the main story. I got close to like a couple ones, you know, I was like in the 80% of stuff to do. It shows you kind of like storyline wise, like how you're feeling now, which I thought was very neat. But it's a little bit confusing. I mean, there was some times where I just didn't have a mission. I was just kind of like, alright, and you just kind of have to wait till someone like hits you up on your walkie-talkie cell phone thingy. And I'm like, okay. I was like, well, I definitely don't have time for that, right? Like, I don't have any extra time to just be driving around waiting for, you know, Tucker to call me or something like that. And then other times, all of a sudden, like, I'd have, like, 5 missions or something like that. And I'd be like, okay, I think we could spread these out a little bit more. Like, you should always have one mission, no matter what. You should always have something on deck that you're going to go do. So, I don't know. I ended up giving it a 7.5 when I kind of, like, sat down and kind of ranked it. And I think that's pretty much where I still stand in terms of there's a lot of good stuff going on in the game, but there's a lot of bad stuff that just doesn't add up.